voice of the Seminoles.
Well, after a week on the road, Monday night means we're back here at Bowdens in College Town, and it is always fantastic to get ready for a big home game Saturday night under the lights at Doe Campbell Stadium for one of the great rivalry series in all of sports. And we're going to break it all down tonight for you here on Inside Seminole Football. Welcome, Noles fans. How we doing here on Monday night? We're ready to go. Welcome in. And please give a big round of applause for the head coach, your head coach of the Noles, Mike Norvell, everybody. Coach, unsweetened iced tea. It's looking good. 2 lemons in there. We're off to a great start this week.
Well, I can tell you we're ready for this week. And, coming off, obviously a disappointing outcome, there last Friday. But, for everybody involved, throughout the course of the game. I mean, our guys, they battled, just made, some uncharacteristic and some self-inflicted issues and mistakes that cost us in a game that came down to one play. I do appreciate our guys, just the mentality that they've had, from the minute the game was over, just the urgency that, man, ready to get back to work, ready to go get better. And, what better week than the week that we have in front of us, a huge rivalry week, against, one of the best teams in the country, coming into Doe Campbell. But, our guys are going to be ready, and we're excited for all that's in front of us.
You watched the film after the game. I'm sure you watched it a couple of times, Saturday and Sunday as well. Was it what you expect? I'm always curious. You watch a game live, and you have the thoughts of how you see it, and then you watch it afterwards. What stood out?
Yeah,
overall?
I mean, when the game ends, your mind always runs through, all of the different plays that to stand up. And there was, I told the team right after the game, there's 20 to 30 plays in that contest that any one of them go a different outcome. We're gonna win that football game, but unfortunately, it was what it was, and you sit there and you go back, and some of the mistakes that we had, some of the the missed opportunities that were there. Those things cost us in the end, and we have to own it, we have to accept it, we got to go and be willing to take the proper steps to get better and to be the best we can be here this week. And I've got a lot of confidence in this football team. They've showed an elite level of potential, and we've played at a high level through the course this year. Unfortunately, last week on the road, for 60 minutes, we did not play our best ball, and there were some good moments of response. There were some good characteristics that showed up, but unfortunately, it wasn't good enough. And we've got to go take that step this week, and I'm excited to see our team and the way they're going to respond.
You mentioned response. You didn't get off to the start you'd have liked to, obviously, but man, that second quarter was a response by your team in a big-time way. 21-point second quarter to come back down 14 and take the lead late to that 15-minute period.
Yeah, defense was able to create a couple takeaways. Something that we needed. Offensively, you look at those first couple drives. We had a couple penalties. We had a couple turnovers, and those are things that unfortunately just was a lot for us to overcome there in the early part of those first that first quarter. But our guys, they didn't panic. They settled in. Were able to go down and make some plays of,offensively. And I thought Tommy really did a good job in just his response and the leadership among that group offensively. Duice Robinson had a big game. So a lot of different playmakers got a chance to touch the ball and make an impact. To push us back into the game and to be in that position. But like I said, it's 60 minutes of focus is needed, and every play matters. And there's plays in the first quarter, plays in the fourth quarter. Obviously went into overtime, and we had our chances. Just obviously didn't get it done.
Yep. Time now for our truest hero of the game. When you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. So start feeling like it today. Visit Truist.com/care. Truist, leaders in banking and wavering and care. Truist Bank, member FDIC. How about Panama City's own Randy Pitman Jr. coming back off of injury and making huge play after huge play? We're watching it right now. How about the play to tie the game late in the fourth quarter, 4th and goal from the 11-yard line? What a throw by Tommy, coach. and Randy with a defender draped all over his back. Just the wherewithal to hang on to the ball and secure it in that setting.
Yeah, I thought Randy played at an extremely high level, and missing the last couple games, being able to work the way that he has to put himself in a position to be able to play, and he played at a in his versatility really got to show up. Not only what he was doing with the ball in his hands. Yes, he scored the 3 touchdowns in three different ways, but also just the way that that he was able to play without the ball in his hands. The physicality, the toughness. He's a great competitor, and it's wonderful getting him back into the offenses and just another versatile weapon that we can use as we continue to move forward.
He will join us later in the show tonight, by the way. Randy Pitman is on the program here this evening, as is Tim Harris Jr., pass game coordinator, wide receivers coach as well. You mentioned the trifecta. He's the 3rd player in Florida State football history to throw for a touchdown, to rush for a touchdown, and catch a touchdown, all in the same game. Also joining the great Jordan Travis, who did that at Syracuse in 2022. You go back and look at Randy's background a little bit. This is a guy that played a bunch of different positions in high school at Mosley High in Panama City. Obviously has a great understanding of the offense, working with Coach Malzahn and Coach Hane and Coach Harris. And you mentioned his versatility, Coach. What does that bring to the table when you have that kind of guy with that knowledge of what you're trying to do and some of the unique looks that he can provide?
Yeah, I mean, he's got a great skill set. Like he's mentioned, he's got great knowledge. But, I mean, what makes him special is just the competitive edge which he brings. I mean, every day is a competition, whether it's at practice, whether it's in workouts. I mean, he's somebody that's determined to win. And, he brings that edge and, I think provides a great deal of leadership with his, if he needs to say words, he'll say the words. But, I mean, when you watch him and the way that he goes about his business, it definitely is an inspiration to others. So it's always good to see guys that are making that commitment to push themselves and to push others to show up big on game day, and he definitely did that.
Yep, just the second tight end, dating back to 1995, just the second tight end to accomplish that trifecta in a game as well at the FBS level with what Randy Pitman did against Virginia on Friday night. Just getting going here on a Monday night, live from Bowdens in College Town, a proud partner of Florida State Athletics, and of course, host location of Inside Seminole Football with Mike Norvell here on Monday nights during the football season, 7 to 8 p.m., live from Bowdens in College Town. Coming up on the program, how about this balanced offensive attack, right, for this Florida State football team? We'll get Coach's thoughts on that, and what a game by Duice Robinson on Friday night in Charlottesville. That and more on the way. We are back after this timeout.
It didn't start here.
But everything it stood for still does.
Some things change.
And some things never change.
Tradition, dedication to excellence, a program built on grit.
And driven by growth.
From the tunnel to the turf, every step forward tells a story.
Just like ours.
Where growth, determination, and a dedication to excellence meet.
Scott and Wallace.
When your health is on the line, Tallahassee Memorial Healthcare is here with the most advanced medical care in the region. TMH is home to the top heart and vascular program, the highest level of care for premature babies, the area's most powerful cancer center, and the region's only Level 2 trauma center. TMH is setting new standards for medical excellence, driving research and innovation to bring the best care to our region. TMH is your lifelong partner in health.
Hey, your voice is amazing. Let him hear it.
When you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more.
Give me a word, give me a sign. Show me where to look, tell me what will I find.
You're unstoppable.
I'm just getting started.
Well, I'm here to help.
At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking.
This is Inside Seminole Football with Coach Mike Norvell. Let's rejoin the coach with Chuck Culhane.
Back in on Monday night, having some fun, geared up for another big game coming here Saturday night, prime time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern kick, and a great rivalry series continues as Florida State and Miami will go head-to-head under the lights inside of Doak Campbell Stadium. We can't wait for that one. We'll get Coach's thoughts on that matchup coming up a little bit later on in the show. Coach, how about your balanced offensive attack right now? You take a look at these numbers, and you're the number one scoring offense, number one total offense in all of college football, but you are almost to a T, to a yard, balanced at 50-50 in your yardage. You take a look at what you've done against East Texas A&M, across all of the board with everybody, but on Friday night, 256 yards rushing, 258 passing yards for 514 total, 6.3 yards per play, 13.6 yards per completion. When you have that balance, what kind of threat does that provide to an opposing defense as they prepare and get ready?
I mean, I think that, I think Gus is doing a great job, and the offensive staff doing a wonderful job in preparing our players. I think you see the work that those guys are pouring into understanding the game plan, what they're being asked to do, and you're really trying to play to their talents. But when you have that type of explosiveness, in the run game and the passing game, it really allows us to be so multiple and to be able to create space, whether it's space in the running game or it is being able to create more one-on-one matchups in the passing game as well. So that ultimately that's what you want to be, but sometimes it's a little more challenging to achieve that. But our guys have really bought in, and we've got a great challenge as this week is in front of us with the talented defense that we're going against, and it's definitely going to take that balance as well.
The Noles have topped 500 yards of total offense in each of the last 3 games. That's the first time that's happened since the middle of the 2013 National Championship season, when that group reached 500-plus yards in 4 straight games. So it goes to show you this offense is executing at a historical clip right now. And you got guys across the board making plays, Coach. And obviously Duice Robinson on Friday night was just essentially unguardable. Career-high 9 receptions, 147 yards, scored a touchdown. I mean, he was just the go-to guy all night long for you. How does he continue to grow as a player in this offense and the rhythm with Tommy that he's developed?
Yeah, I mean, I think you see his confidence just really emerging, and I think Coach Harris has done an outstanding job with the receiving core in general, but. Really Duice just embracing his role, and you get one-on-one matchups. He's got to be a guy with his size, his speed, that we can take advantage of that. And when he got his chance to make a play on the ball, the other night, I thought he did a great job. Still some areas to learn from, still some areas for him to continue to grow. But he's another guy, like we talked about Randy and his work ethic. I mean, Duice is one of the hardest workers we have in our football program, and every day is his competition. Every day is he's trying to push to be his best. And so I mean, that's why I think you're seeing the continued ascension in his play, and we're expecting big things as this season continues to roll on.
17 catches, 346 yards, and the touchdown for 6'6" Duice Robinson right now. And that back shoulder throw that he and Tommy have clicked on here, and that happened a lot on Friday night. That's not an easy thing to connect with, and those guys, it's almost like it's just a secondary language to them.
Yeah, I mean, you saw the rhythm, the timing. We've talked about that multiple times throughout this year, where those guys, their connection is seamless. I mean, just the timing of the throws, the location where Tommy's putting the ball is really extraordinary, and then our guys are going to make a play. But I mean, that's a compliment to the work that they put in through the summer, obviously the off-season workouts and what they're doing in practice on a daily basis.
Tommy Castellanos right now as well leads the country in yards per completion and nearly 19 yards a throw and yards an attempt at 12.11 on the year. And, man, when he had his back up against the wall and you guys needed a big play late, he brought it throughout the entire game. I know he'd like to have one more from Friday night, but he has shown up for you and then some with his heart throughout this season.
Yeah, and I told Tommy after the game, I mean, I was really proud of him. And, I mean, obviously, every person on the team can look back in that game and see the areas where the growth is necessary moving forward. But, when we needed him to rise up and, like you said, to go make a play, to put us in position, he answered the call. And, there was big play after big play that showed up. I mean, had a big pass to Wayne McCoy. It was great to get him back out, and you see some of that production, in a couple of those explosive plays, and just obviously the touchdown to Randy there late was huge on the fourth down. But Tommy, even he's an absolute gamer, and we've got a lot of work to continue to do offensively. Continuing to build in and develop and showcase all of what we're capable of. But definitely on the right track.
Talking with the head coach, Mike Norvell, live from Bowditch in College Town. Coming up a little bit later on the program, Randy Pitman Jr. will stop by the show, as well Tim Harris Jr., passing game coordinator and wide receivers coach for the Florida State Seminoles, as our program is brought to you in part by Florida Farm Bureau Insurance. They are a proud partner of Florida State Athletics, and by Wolfson Children's Hospital. Odds are beaten here. Wolfson Children's, always here, official children's hospital of Florida State Athletics. Coming up, we'll dive more into this group getting ready for Miami. How about Pensacola native Jabril Rawls on Friday night? He was all over the field, and the defense forced 3 turnovers in the game against Virginia. And we're going to coach's keys to success with Miami coming to town on Saturday night. That and more on the way, live from Bowditch in College Town. We're back after this timeout.
Florida. Home to pristine beaches, unique dining experiences, world-class accommodations, and the thrills that keep the young and young at heart coming back to the Sunshine State. From coast to coast, see what our 10,000 members of the Florida Restaurant and Lodging Association have been preparing for you. Exceptional eats, historic sites, and lodging to fit any budget. So whether you're here making deals or making memories, come get a flavor for Florida's finest restaurants and hotels.
When your health is on the line, Tallahassee Memorial Healthcare is here with the most advanced medical care in the region. TMH is home to the top heart and vascular program, the highest level of care for premature babies, the area's most powerful cancer center, and the region's only Level 2 trauma center. TMH is setting new standards for medical excellence, driving research and innovation to bring the best care to our region. TMH is your lifelong partner in health.
Hey, your voice is amazing. Let him hear it.
When you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more.
Give me a word, give me a sign. Show me where to look, tell me what will I find.
You're unstoppable.
I'm just getting started.
Well, I'm here to help.
At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking.
Norvell coming up on Inside Seminole Football.
Big round of applause, our Florida State cheerleaders welcoming us back here live from Bowditch in College Town. We always appreciate those young ladies taking time and joining us here tonight to provide a great atmosphere for everybody a part of the show here this evening. As our program brought to you in part by 4 Points by Sheridan, downtown Tallahassee. Experience comfort and convenience in the heart of the city at 4 Points by Sheridan, Tallahassee downtown. With stunning floor-to-ceiling windows, our rooms offer some of the best views in Tallahassee. Sleep comfortably and cheer proudly. 4 Points by Sheridan. Coach, I tell you what, you had some guys go out there defensively and make plays. I know you mentioned today during your press conference, hey, physically, we want to continue to bring it and finish with physicality as well. I thought one of the guys that really had an impact for you was Jabril Rawls from that cornerback spot coming up, a career-high 11 tackles and had a pick late in that game.
Yeah, and I thought Jabril played one of his best games, and been dealing with an injury for the past couple of weeks, and it was really a big step for him to go out there and play the way that we expect him to play. Once again, as you mentioned, it wasn't a perfect game for him, but there's plenty of areas where he's going to get to continue to grow. But you felt his presence was impactful in the run game, the passing game. You definitely threw his body around, and you're excited about where he's continuing to head as a player and what we're going to need, especially heading into this week. 3
interceptions, 3 takeaways in that game. Your group's got 6 picks through 4 games so far this season. One of the more impressive ones was the tip drill you had in that first half. Quindarius Jones making a great play on the ball, and Elijah Herring with, the presence of mind to hang in there and make a big play and get a takeaway for you.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that we're going to have to continue to build upon. And, we want to see more forced fumbles. Obviously when the ball's in the air, there's still a couple opportunities that we can still capitalize on, in creating, interceptions and, just throughout the course of the game there Friday night. But, our guys, they understand the expectation. And, obviously as you go through the season, you got to give credit to Virginia. They did some good things, and there were some times where we were a little hesitant in just our reaction of what we've expected throughout the course of the season. We played good offenses. We played obviously some very talented players, but there was times where it wasn't to the standard of what we expect, and that was across the board. There defensively in all 3 levels, and so we've got to get back and we got to go play confident. We got to play fast, and obviously go put on display what this defense is all about, playing with no speed and dominant contact.
Edwin Joseph with an interception in that game as well, doing a great job playing center field and picking off a pass when we needed a takeaway in that second quarter. Hey, time now for our Scott and Wallace Keys to Success as the Noles get ready for Miami. Saturday night in prime time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern kick in front of a sold-out Doak Campbell Stadium. Man, we can't wait for that one. Keys to Success brought to you by Scott and Wallace, the official injury lawyers of Florida State Athletics. Scott and Wallace with offices in Tallahassee. Obviously, you get these 2 programs together. There's so much to it, right? It's a football game, but it's more than that. There's history, tradition, recruiting across the board. It means a ton to so many people.
No, absolutely. I mean, this is a game you're going to remember for the rest of your life. And I told our players, and they fully understand the expectation. I mean, this is not like any week. I'm not one of those coaches that just say, well, it's just the next game. No, this game, it's the next one on the schedule, but it is a huge game, and it's one that we've been training for the last 364 days, and we're going to continue to build for that as we go through the course of this week, because we want our best to show up, and that's an absolute expectation from everybody on this team, our staff, our great fan base, all the past Seminoles, and so this is a game that, man, I want all of the emotion that they have, and I want them to play emotional, but I want them to play discipline. I want them to be in control of every response. I mean, it's going to be fast, it's going to be physical, and I'm excited to see our guys go compete.
Yeah, it's going to be one heck of a football game. There's no question about that. Coming up, we've got one more segment with Coach Randy Pitman Jr. will stop by, and we'll hear from Tim Harris Jr. as well. Our Bowden's historical matchup, it was a great night in Miami Gardens at Hard Rock back in 2022. We'll talk with Coach Norvell about that great performance and more when we come back live from Bowden's in College Town. You're listening to Inside Seminole Football.
It didn't start here.
But everything it stood for still does.
Some things change.
And some things never change.
Tradition, dedication to excellence, a program built on grit.
And driven by growth.
From the tunnel to the turf, every step forward tells a story.
Just like ours.
Where growth, determination, and a dedication to excellence meet.
Scott and Wallace.
Live from Dobbins, here is Jeff Culhane.
And we are back. Welcome back in Inside Seminole Football here live from Bowditz in College Town. One more segment with the head coach of the Noles, Mike Norvell. Coming up, Randy Pitman Jr. will join us on the program. Looking forward to that. And we'll talk to Tim Harris Jr., passing game coordinator and wide receivers coach of Miami native himself. So he knows all about this rivalry series coming up. Speaking of our rivalry series, it's time now for our great moment in Florida State football history, presented by Bowditz in College Town. How about that one in 2022 at Hard Rock, the largest margin of victory by a road team in the history of the Florida State-Miami series. There was Jordan Travis finding Pokey Wilson, and Trey Benson ran like a brick that night. Over 100 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns, as the Noles took it to the Canes 45-3. Back on November 5th, 2022. There's Jared Verse, Trey Benson. We're watching it on the stream right here. Man, that was a great night for the Noles, to say the least. What do you remember about your team's performance? You were dominant that night.
Yeah, I mean, they came out, they started fast. I mean, it was a physical matchup, for us. I thought our guys did a wonderful job, just be able to establish the tone, and if it was a start to finish type of game, and ultimately, I mean, that's what it takes in this game. I mean, it's everything that you have. Being on the road, not getting distracted by anything on the outside of it, and there's gonna be so much emotion in this week building up to it that, man, for 3.5 hours, I mean, it takes the greatest of discipline and execution, but man, given everything that you have to be able to go showcase all that you are, and I mean, our guys, they're excited for it, and I can't wait to watch them play.
Jordan Travis, 3 touchdown passes that night. That's just the 4th time that's happened by a Florida State quarterback in the series history versus Miami. You talked about your excitement. What are you getting back to this week during practice as you get ready on Tuesday against the Miami team coming in? That's really physical, Coach, on both fronts on the lines of scrimmage.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be details, fundamentals, physicality and toughness. I mean, that's how you have to prepare. That's how you have to train. And we got to go out there and we got to play to the standard that we all expect and that we've seen at various times throughout the early part of this season, and just go see our team get better.
Yep. Coach, we can't wait. We're looking forward to it. I know you are as well.
I look forward to seeing everybody out there. We got a night kickoff at Doak Campbell Stadium, so I know that our fan base is going to be right and ready, and I can't wait to see everybody out there. I hope everybody has a great week, and go Noles.
There you go. He's the head coach, Mike Norvell. Everyone joining us each and every Monday night live on Inside Seminole Football, brought to you in part by Truist. When you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable, so start feeling like it today. Visit Truist.com/care. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC. Coming up next, what a game Friday night for tight end Randy Pitman Jr. He joins us on the main stage. When we come back, we're back after this timeout.
This is Robert Scott, partner Scott.
Your home. It's the one place that no matter how busy life gets, your friends and family can always find you. It's where they can show you they care, they want to celebrate with you, or they just have your back. That's why the professionals at Barano Heating and Air Conditioning are always available to make sure your home and all the people who love to share it with you are comfortable. Just like those who matter to you most, we will always be there for you.
Florida, Home to pristine beaches, unique dining experiences, world-class accommodations, and the thrills that keep the young and young at heart coming back to the Sunshine State. From coast to coast, see what our 10,000 members of the Florida Restaurant and Lodging Association have been preparing for you. Exceptional eats, historic sites, and lodging to fit any budget. So whether you're here making deals or making memories, come get a flavor for Florida's finest restaurants and hotels.
When your health is on the line, Tallahassee Memorial Healthcare is here with the most advanced medical care in the region. TMH is home to the top heart and vascular program, the highest level of care for premature babies, the area's most powerful cancer center, and the region's only Level 2 trauma center. TMH is setting new standards for medical excellence, driving research and innovation to bring the best care to our region. TMH is your lifelong partner in health.
From Bowdens in College Town, this is Inside Seminole Football. Let's rejoin the voice of the Seminoles, Culhane.
Roll along on Monday night. Welcome back, Noles fans, to another edition of Inside Seminole Football. Thanks so much to the head coach of the Noles, Mike Norvell, for giving us his time in the first half hour, fired up to get ready for another matchup in the historic rivalry series with the Miami Hurricanes coming up on Saturday night. Hey, time now for our Gear of the Week segment presented by Garnet and Gold. This week's featured item, a short sleeve Nike Legend football icon t-shirt with the Seminole logos. You see it to my right here on the main stage and on the broadcast, the live stream as well. Garnet and Gold has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years. Visit one of the 3 locations here in Tallahassee and pick up your new game day gear today. Well, we're really excited to be joined on the show and on the main stage here at Bowdens in College Town. How great was he and how great has he been in the Garnet and Gold this year so far? Please give it up for Randy Pitman Jr., everybody, here with us. How we doing? Mr. Pitman, you doing all right?
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
Panama City native, and man, what a performance on Friday night. I know you didn't get the end result that you were looking for, but to make your name, etch your name in history as the 3rd Florida State football player all time to throw for a touchdown, run for a touchdown, and catch a touchdown in the same game overall. I mean, what does that mean to you, Randy?
It definitely means a lot. Just being a part of that group of 3, just thinking about, Jordan Travis being the last guy that done it, and, me being able to live up to that, that's been an amazing feeling.
Yeah. Second player, by the way, second tight end in FBS history dating back to 1995 to do that in the same game as well. It shows your versatility. There's no question about that. And we saw some really interesting formations, especially down inside the 5-yard line and in the score zone. Just talk about yourself as a player, the versatility that you're able to show to be able to do that in Coach Malzahn's offense.
Yeah, I think just with my size and my ability and what I can bring to the game, it's been very useful for Coach Norvell and Coach Malzahn. His scheme and how he uses guys and, plays to set up plays and just putting us in the overall good position to try to win the game.
Yeah, you talk about versatility, Randy. In high school at Mosley High, you played tight end, quarterback, running back, and wide receiver, all in high school, all 4 of those positions. How did you have any oxygen left at the end of games, man?
I did, man. I remember my head coach, Coach Whitten, Tommy Joe Whitten, he told me the best player never leaves the field.
Yeah.
I never left.
You did, there's no doubt about that. You never left the field, that's for darn sure.
Yeah.
And, I listened to Coach Malzahn's press conference on Sunday night, and he was talking about you as another coach on the field because of your knowledge of the offense, working with him and Coach Harris and Coach Herb Hand at UCF. You brought that knowledge to Florida State and been able to, I think, help out all your new teammates and getting to understand and learn this offense. Randy, how would you describe yourself as a leader overall in trying to connect all the guys to what the offense is supposed to look like?
I'd say I'm very hands-on. I think I spend a lot of time with guys outside of the facility. We spend so much time there thinking about ball, thinking about preparation and stuff like that. But I get to know all the guys outside of football. I think that's where you really truly get to know the guys and see who they are.
You were talking we were talking before we went on the air here. You're pretty tight with Roydell, with Cam Davis, Daniel Lyons. Just talk about those relationships with your teammates and your friends and how great it's been to get to know these guys in a short time here in Tallahassee.
It's definitely been great. I think, I'm probably the most close to those guys because they're my neighbors. But, just being around those guys, getting to, being a new guy, all those guys I named, they've been here. So just having those guys accept me and taking me in and treat me as one of those guys, like I've been here before, it's good to be here.
Yeah, no question about that. Coach Malzahn's offense, when you see some of those opportunities that you get with those different formations and you line up all over the field, you're in different spots on the field. Do your eyes kind of get wide when you know those plays are coming your way? What's going through your mind in the huddle?
Yeah, it's definitely exciting. I think just the way, Coach Malzahn coaches, there's always the play to set up a play. Mm-hmm. So, I know what's coming with the play that's called before the play that's finna be called. Yeah. So, I definitely have my moments where I'm taking it all in.
Yeah, no question about that. How's the transition to Florida State been? What do you enjoy the most about FSU and Tallahassee right now?
Everything. I'll say just my bond with my teammates. I think we spend just as far as the offense, we spend a lot of time just outside of football, outside of facility, whether it's video games, the gun range, just hangout sessions, getting dinner. We spend a lot of time together. So just spending that time, the quality time, you know what I mean, with those guys where we're not always, playing football. Mm-hmm. So that's probably been the best.
How important is it, and I'm hearing you talk about it, you're talking a lot about your teammates and chemistry. What does great chemistry on the field, off the field, how does it lend itself, in your opinion, Randy, to success on the field as a football team overall? How big of a deal is that?
I think it's a very big deal. Just knowing your teammates and knowing who they are, knowing their qualities, it can help you challenge them. It helps you push them. It helps you bring out the best version of them.
Yeah. Did you guys know that Randy also was a great basketball player in high school at Mosley High? Who's the best basketball player on the Florida State football team, Randy? Is it you? Do you take that crown?
Yeah, I will. I'll take it. I'll take it for sure.
I like that.
Sure.
There you go. I like to hear it. Well, this week, I know, it's an important week, right? It means a lot. This is a game that as Coach Norvell said, hey, not all games are created equally. Miami, Florida State, not created equally. Yeah. This is a game that you'll remember, as he said, I'm sure, to you guys for the rest of your lives as a player, being able to write the next chapter in this story. How exciting is that opportunity?
It's definitely exciting. I've always dreamed of it. Now I'm here. I'm at a blue chip program, at a program that the world gets to see every Saturday. So, I'm just taking it in. I'm taking it all in.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, it's fun to watch you do your thing. Hope you're feeling good, by the way, healthy and feeling great. You look great on Friday night, and all the best this weekend against Miami on Saturday night, all right?
Yes, sir.
There you go. That's Randy Pitman Jr., everyone. He has been fantastic. In the Garnet and Gold, as our conversations with our student athletes are brought to you by Seminole Boosters. Did you know that FSU Athletics is self-supported, is not funded by tax dollars? We rely on fans to join Seminole Boosters so your teams have the best chance to succeed on and off the field. Membership starts at $5 per month and comes with great benefits. Go online to SeminoleBoosters.com to learn more. Coming up next here on Inside Seminole Football, Tim Harris Jr. will stop by the show, passing game coordinator and wide receivers coach. That and more on the way. Stay with us. We're back after this timeout.
It didn't start here.
But everything it stood for still does.
Some things change.
And some things never change.
Tradition, dedication to excellence, a program built on grit.
And driven by growth.
From the tunnel to the turf, every step forward tells a story.
Just like ours.
Where growth, determination, and a dedication to excellence meet.
Scott and Wallace.
Florida, home to pristine beaches, unique dining experiences, world-class accommodations, and the thrills that keep the young and young at heart coming back to the Sunshine State. From coast to coast, see what our 10,000 members of the Florida Restaurant and Lodging Association have been preparing for you. Exceptional eats, historic sights, and lodging to fit any budget. So whether you're here making deals or making memories, come get a flavor for Florida's finest restaurants and hotels.
Hey, your voice is amazing. Let him hear it.
When you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more,
Give me a word, give me a sign. Show me where to look, tell me what will I find.
you're unstoppable.
I'm just getting started.
Well, I'm here to help.
At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking.
More Inside Seminole football. Here is Jeff Culhane.
All right, great to be back on Monday night. Welcome back in to Inside Seminole Football, live from Bowditz in College Town. How about a big round of applause for Sophia and Haley here with us tonight. Thanks so much, ladies, for bringing a little atmosphere here this evening, welcoming us back. We appreciate your time very much. Florida State cheerleaders here with us live from Bowditz in College Town. As our program is brought to you in part by the Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles, here to remind you that if alcohol is in the mix, driving is not. Plan ahead, designate a driver, grab a ride share, or stay put. Winning starts with smart choices. Drive sober, arrive alive. Go Noles. And my great friends and the great team at Grassroots Coffee. Every time you buy Grassroots Coffee's End Zone Blend, a portion of each sale goes directly to Florida State's football program. Order the coffee that supports our Noles by scanning the QR code on the screen that you see right there, or at grassrootscoffee.com. Grassroots Coffee, made for everyone, loved everywhere. It's on the bag as well. If you want to scan that QR code, Mark Lowe, shout out right over there. And Tim Harris Jr. here with us right now, passing game coordinator, wide receivers coach. You a coffee drinker?
I am. I drink a little bit.
We'll put it right here. That's a parting gift, Grassroots Coffee for Tim Harris Jr., everybody.
Thank you.
It's great to see you. And, what a start this year for this team. I know last Friday did not go the way that we wanted it to overall, but still all of our goals are certainly out in front of us with a lot of great football left to be played. How would you describe the explosiveness, Coach, this offense has brought, and how happy you've been with what you've seen so far out of the offensive side of the football?
I've been really excited to watch our offense from week to week because you can tell we're still growing every day as a group. This spring, we had a lot of different missing pieces from what we're playing with right now, and to see our guys go through training camp and it be able to transition as fast as it has, like it's really exciting for us as a staff because our guys have had total buy-in, and we look forward to them continuing to progress.
Your wide receiving core, they've gone out and they've made so many great plays in the passing game. And I think one of the things that's been really impressive as well that doesn't get talked about and probably should more has been their ability to block down the field and springing big plays in the running game as well. Right. What have you seen in that area, Coach? How much emphasis do you guys put on that in the running game as far as the blocking component?
Yeah, it starts with that for us. We always talk to our guys, especially at the receiver position, that you can get caught up in what you do with the ball, but in our offense, we know we're going to be one of the most explosive offenses in the country. Coach Malzahn, his background, he's shown that from year to year, and we're going to be able to run the football as good as anyone in the country. And when you're able to do that, the explosive plays happen by what you do on the perimeter. So our receivers, we focus on that probably more than anything early on because there has to be total buy-in for that. All the guys that we have in our receiver group, they can run, they can catch, and we know that they can run routes and all that stuff. But the buy-in as a skill position player to block on the perimeter and screen yourself for your teammates to have success, that's what you want.
how special early on, and I know there's a lot of football left to be played in this season, but what Duice Robinson has put on film out there on the grass. I know you knew he was capable of great things. What's been the most impressive thing so far in your eyes from Duice in this season?
His work ethic. From the day that Duice walked in here, he had really lofty goals. You know, he wanted to be the best wide receiver in the country. And you recruit a lot of kids, and you come in contact with a lot of guys over the course of your time in this profession, and they say those things, but you don't really see that work ethic that goes into it all the time. Duice is a guy from the time that he got here. He spent more time in our coaches' offices than any player that I've ever been around. Just coming up, always wanting to watch film on his own. Coach trying to find little details in our DBs that he was going to get some practice, like how's this guy playing. So when you hit that total buy-in from a player as far as putting everything into what they say they want, you know, you get what he's been able to do this year. And I've just been so impressed with his ability to go out and transition things from the meeting room to the practice field, and then obviously to Saturdays on game day.
It's funny you bring up work ethic. We had Duice on the first show, and then a few weeks later we had Jerry Wilson on the show. Duice said that Jerry was the first one to the practice facility, and then Duice was trying to beat him there, and it turned into this big competition overall. Then Earl Little got involved. When you have that going on with your players, how much easier does it make your job as a coach?
Oh, it makes it a lot easier because your players, they're understanding the importance of, you know, doing those little things. And when you maximize your time, because we only get so much during the season, we're on a time limit as a staff and what we can make mandatory for them to do. So when you got guys going above and beyond to put themselves in the building early and then staying late on their own, you know you're going in the right direction as a program. So Coach Norvell has done a great job of, you know, pushing that with our players, and they've bought into that, and you're seeing it from week to week with us.
One of the guys that has been a big playmaker as well early in the season has been Tallahassee native McCoy Danzy, has he not? Just under 30 yards a touch every time he touches the football. He transitioned to your room this offseason, coming off of a spring where he was trying to do both, with track where he was an all-ACC performer, amazing true freshman track campaign, and he made the transition with little you know, reps in spring ball. And he seems to have done it pretty well for you so far. How hard is that, from what you've seen as a player, as a dual sport guy, to make a transition from one position to the other as well as he has?
It's a lot harder than he's making it look, I'll tell you that. But no, man, McCoy, he's another young man, again, with a really good work ethic. And the thing about him is he's so young, and, you know, he's still figuring a lot out. And for him to be doing some of the things that he's doing right now, it's just really impressive, even to us as a staff, because when you spend the entire spring on the track, and him being such a high-level track and field athlete, it takes him until late in the summer when he's done. So he got back, and he pretty much just had training camp to get caught up in what we're doing in football, and he hit the ground running early on, and he really takes great notes. He listens to everything that you tell him to do as a coach, and he goes out there and try to make sure he put it on tape. And I think the things that everybody see with him with the ball in his hands, they've been super impressive. You know, he's fast, he's strong, but when you watch him play without the ball, being a guy that people consider a track guy and all that, like, he plays physical, and that's going to be one of those things that take his game to the next level.
Yep. One more segment to come. How fun is Tim Harris Jr. to listen to right now, right? His room, making big plays. One more segment with Coach Harris when we come back live from Ballots in College Town on Monday night. We are back after this timeout.
Your home. It's the one place that no matter how busy life gets, your friends and family can always find you. It's where they can show you they care, they want to celebrate with you, or they just have your back. That's why the professionals at Barano Heating and Air Conditioning are always available to make sure your home and all the people who love to share it with you are comfortable. Just like those who matter to you most, we will always be there for you.
from Bowden's, this is Inside Seminole Football.
Back one final time on Monday night. I want to thank everybody for coming out and hanging out with us here this evening, outdoors here in the courtyard at Bowden's in College Town. Back in one final segment with Florida State passing game coordinator and wide receivers coach Tim Harris Jr. As our program is brought to you in part by Carver's Discount Cleaners. They are mean on stains and green on earth. Try new Eco Green Dry Cleaning at Carver's Discount Cleaners, 1215 North Monroe Street in Midtown. Before we talk about this game, this rivalry, what it means to you as a football guy and a coach overall, I want to bring up a Miami native who you just got back from the injury list, and he had a huge catch in the final drive, Coach, on Friday night. McCoy out of Miami Central. How about a career-long reception of 34 yards late in the game on that game-winning drive? This is a young man that fought injury during fall camp, and now he's back. Give folks kind of an idea what you see in Luane and with his skill set, some of the things that he brings into this offense with what he can do catching the football.
Yeah, just overall, a really well-rounded receiver. Probably one of the best route runners in our room. I saw that from I hadn't been here very long, just going out watching the guys run routes on their own. Very smooth in his route running. Has really good hands. But I think one of the things that he really brings to our group, and that's why we're excited to have him back, he brings that edge. You know, his competitive edge, everyone in our room, they feed off of it. And you get our guys, when he's out there and we're competing against the DBs, he just got a little bit of something else in him that forces the rest of our guys to say, we got to step our game up too. Because Wayne, he's getting on these DBs today, and we got to back him up.
Yeah, there you go. Tell you what, Coach Harris, you want to talk about speed? This guy right here is a speedster. I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, an All-American track star. He went to the University of Miami. He's a Hall of Famer there, a great football coach, 6 seasons at Booker T. Washington High School. He led the Tornadoes to a state championship back in 2014, a perfect 14-0 record. And you've coached in South Florida during your coaching career. Give me an idea as a Miami native, this game, Florida State and Miami, when I say it, what comes to mind for you as a football coach?
Oh, man, like these are the games that you want to be a part of. You know, growing up, you know, watching these games on TV, when it was Florida State Miami week, it was everybody in the house. We were all sitting down in front of that TV, you know, and ready to go. So as an athlete, as a player, this is why you come to Florida State. As a coach, being where I am in my career, like these are the games you want to coach in one day. So I'm super excited to be a part of it this weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, no doubt about it. When you take a look at the film and you see sort of the matchup, when you diagnose and break down some of the things with what we do offensively against some of the changes they've made, a new defensive coordinator and Corey Heatherman brought in this year by Mario Cristobal, what are some of the items you look at as important for your guys on Saturday night?
It's going to be a really good matchup. You know, tough task. I think they've done a really good job this year, obviously, of, you know, making the adjustments to their new scheme on defense. They got a really good defensive front, you know, and I feel like our offensive line will be prepared for that challenge. They got really good guys on the perimeter in the secondary, and then our receivers, with the growth that we've made, you know, from week to week, will be ready for that challenge too. So I think it's a really good matchup across the board, and both teams will be super excited to be a part of this rivalry, and, you know, our guys will be ready to go.
Yeah,
I know that.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. There's no doubt. Have not brought up yet a player that could definitely have a big impact in this game, and that's Squirrel White, who has made some big-time catches already early on here this season for you at Florida State University. What's been the best part about Squirrel's addition to this team and how he's gone about his business in this offense day by day, looking to get better?
Yeah, well, I think when you think about the on-the-field part, his speed, the speed that he brings to our room, is definitely something that, you know, we love having him on our side every week. He can stretch the field, you know, and then when you talk about off the field, his intangibles, the leadership ability that he brings. He's a guy that he's in his 5th year of college now, had a lot of success throughout the course of his career, and he understands what it takes, the hard work that it takes to be good from week to week, and the attention to detail that it takes. So having him and Duice being the leaders of our room, you know, those guys, they run the room from a player standpoint.
Yeah.
And, you know, but I'm super excited that Squirrel is back healthy, and, you know, we're excited to see him continue to progress.
An offense that is essentially all new players trying to connect and mesh together, and you obviously have been able to do that on the offensive side of the football, and from a standpoint of the quarterback to wide receiver relationship with what you guys have done with Tommy and the entire quarterback room. How hard is that to do in a short amount of time?
It's extremely hard, but it's a testament to the players. You know, their buy-in, number one. We talked about that early on, but just, you know, not only their buy-in to us as coaches, they're buy-in to each other. You know, there's a lot of work that goes into things like in the summertime when us as coaches, we can't be a part of things. And Tommy being able to take the receivers and the running backs out on the field, and they're working on our route tree. And he's getting with the offensive line, and they're working blitz pickup, and that's without coaches being there. Yeah. So our guys being able to buy into each other and build that trust amongst each other, that's a big part of why you're seeing the success on offense that you're seeing from us right now.
Coach, it's great talking to you.
Right.
Thanks so much for your
Thank
time.
you.
That's Tim Harris Jr., ladies and gentlemen. Great stuff there. Make sure to join us on Game Day Live. 45 minutes total, an hour out before a kick. Aria Masudi, Eric Llewellyn, Emily Peters. That's in and around Doak Campbell Stadium and on the Seminoles on Concord app. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for watching and listening, and go Noles.
From Providence in College Town, inside Seminole